All right, welcome everybody. We're going to go ahead and march. Like deja vu. Here we are again at the beach. Here in Portland, it's pretty hot. We don't get this hot all the time. We're up to almost I think 95 yesterday.
Same today.
95 today. Rotate. But I'm from Spokane, and it's sunny over there. Cold in the wintertime, hot in the summertime. But I like it. Reach across. I remember when I first met my dad's new wife. They've been married many years now, but when I first met her, I was just down at the river swimming, and I came up to the Olive Garden that was downtown there. Just got out of the river and walked up to Olive Garden in my shorts and all that. I was dry by the time I got there, but it was just kind of funny. Up and over. That was kind of nice. Then when I moved here to Portland, I'd swim in the river and didn't realize that you weren't really supposed to do that because of the sewage and stuff that goes in the river here. Rotate elbows. Just warming up. Excellent. All right. Well, let's go ahead and stand up today if you want to. Remember, all this stuff's optional. You consider stand. I'm going to do some standing leg exercises first, and then we'll get into some weights and stuff. So let's do a basic squat. You're just going to sit back. Try to really put your butt back. Don't let your knees go forward. Today, we're going to do some strength stuff intermixed with a good amount of balance work. So with that being said, try putting one foot a little further in front of the other. So you're still like so, but one foot's just a little in front, maybe even toes and heels in line there. And so I'm doing the squat with that 1 foot forward a little bit more. That'll work your balance too. 4 more. Good, and then I'm just gonna switch feet. So the other foot's a little bit more in front. Relax for a second though. Shake it out maybe. Give yourself a little rest. Okay, here we go. Put the other foot in front and one more round of 8. Great way to do, you could do these instead of lunges. If you don't like lunges, switch it up to this one. It's a good, almost lunge-like activity. 4 more. Excellent. All right, and then just kind of do this sort of thing, kicking your butt there. Keep the knees down. Mostly just stretching the front of the legs, but it's also working the back. Good. All right, so we're going to work the back of the leg by holding it there, and we're going to balance at the same time. See what you can do. Have the chair close by if you need. So I always say that it's different on carpet too, but I always say that 30 seconds is about the average. I'm just saying that's what I see as about the average when I'm working with people. About 10 more seconds there. Technically, if you can't do it for 5 to 10 seconds, you probably should work it more. You could have an issue with falling. And relax, other side. But it definitely is different on carpet or other things. We can even get our book out today if you want to. Standing on a book, that sort of thing. Keep trying. You can have that foot close to the ground too. You don't have to have it all the way up. You can have it down a little bit, just close to hold if you need to. Give me 10 more seconds. And relax, side to side. I was thinking I need to get a beach chair, a little different chair out here. Make it a little more like I'm at the beach, huh? Get my camping chair out. All right, nice job. Okay, we're gonna stick with some more balance. So one foot in front of the other. Like I said, lots of balance today. So like you're on a tightrope. And then from there, if you want, you can go up to the balls of the feet. If that's too easy, start looking at your hands. Look up at the one hand, look up at the other hand. So take it to your own level. And relax. Good, we're gonna put one leg back now. Bend the front leg, push into the heel of the back leg so you're stretching those calf muscles out. You wanna have ankle flexibility for balance too. Ankle flexibility is important. Other side. You just kind of hold it there. Nice and gentle. Okay, and then we have the other foot in front. Hopefully you remember what foot was in front last time. Start with flat foot, see how you do. Go up to the balls of the feet if you want. Work your vision a little bit. Out with the hands. You can look out the side of your eye there, your peripheral vision, because it's important to work that too. Excellent. Go ahead and relax on that. March it out a little bit. So what we're going to do is I just need to make some space back here, and we're going to do big steps. So you know how a lot of times as seniors get older, they'll do the senior shuffle, what we call it. That's what we called it at, when I worked for Princess Cruise Lines. Anyway, you want to not do that. You want to pick your foot up, take big steps. So, you know, you can have that chair close by. If you're worried about balance, go as far as you can and then go the other direction, taking big steps. If you have a long dining room table, you can go right along that and then come back on it. Do a few more. The idea is to get yourself really walking with good steps, because then if you do those big steps, you'll start doing just some nice normal steps while you're walking. And another thing when you're walking is try to be conscious of that. Maybe even add a little bit of height to your step. Just don't overdo it with the balance. Okay, so let's get our weights out. You're doing a great job. So I got my weights here, or soup cans, whatever you got. And I'm gonna have a seat now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna act like we're reaching down and picking something up. You know, I go through the website most of the time to do this Zoom thing, but you can also download, it has an app you can use too. I wonder if the app would be better. I might try that on Monday with the aerobics and the music. Yeah, you want to keep that back nice and straight, just like you're picking something up. Train yourself to keep that back solid. Good, and pick one thing up here, and then the other side. Working your side muscles a little bit, your abdominals. So that's mostly working your lower back and your biceps. All right, let's go ahead and raise the legs up, or one leg. We never raise both legs up in the chair, or standing for that matter. Let's go ahead and go out like so. Just raise the one leg up. You don't want to raise both legs up because you could hurt your lower back that way. And at least when you're seated. As far as standing goes, you know why you don't want to do that. All right, other side. Do front this time. One more. Good, and then lean forward slightly. Push it back. The arms are long. Five more. And relax. Good. Stretch your neck out a tad bit. And other side. Good. And then your hands are palms up. Work this for posture. You can cross them here too so that you can get a good stretch in the back. And then open up, stretching the front and working the back muscles. I suppose you could work the chest muscles this way by squeezing here a little bit. Hadn't really thought about that, but we got about 4 more of those. And hold it there for a second. Okay, next we're gonna do wrist curls. So you're just gonna curl your hands in and out. These work the forearm muscles in here. I don't think I've told my forearm story for a while, so I'll tell you that one. I was watching Cops one day, and this cop pulls over a guy, and they're looking for a guy with tattoos on his forearms. And so he pulls this guy over, and he's like, "What's the problem?" He says, "Let me see your forearms." And he says, "What are you talking about?" The kid says, and the officer says, "Let me see your forearms." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he says, "I only have 2 arms." So he got a bit of an anatomy lesson. He didn't know what the forearms were, actually. Most people know what the forearms are, though, I suppose. But I guess some don't. All right, so we weren't working all 4 of our arms, just 2 of them. Let's go ahead and do this way here. Thumbs up. Lifting again one more time. 4 more. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to turn to the side so I can get a little bit more, but you can just scoot up too and go back. We're going to do abdominals, especially if you're just getting started out. You might want to do it sitting forward, but I get a little more out of it here sometimes. Just don't fall back. So I'm inhaling as I go back. Exhale as go forward. Tighten the belly here as you come up. About 6 more. Excellent. All right, let's set our weights down for now. Grab your band. If you don't have a band, just do the motions is what I recommend. For now, that would be just fine too. We're going to start with the band behind the back. and choke up on it a little bit. And then we're just going to press out and together, working those chest muscles. And you're welcome to stand. We're actually going to stand on the next one too, so feel free. About 4 or 5 more of those. Exhale as you press out. Last 2. Good. So now what we're going to do is put the band over the shoulder. And also, if you don't have a band, you could do a kickback with the weights, basically. All right, over the shoulder. Put the hand through the handle. Grab on in front, and then press straight down. Now we're going to add one more thing to it. The opposite leg up, if you can do that. You can do the seated too with the leg up. Lots of balance here. You can also just practice the balance work. That's fine too. Last 2. All right, other side. So grab on the front, put that leg up, press it down. One more. Excellent. All right. Now we're going to go wide, or you can stay seated, whatever you got. So you have options too. If you don't have a band, you can just do the leg part. We're getting plenty done today. So I'm going to be about hip width apart with my hands. Come down, bring it to the chest, working those back muscles. Notice my toes are slightly turned out and my knees don't go past my toes. About 3 or 4 more. Excellent. All right. So then we have this one with the band. So we did it with the weights. The band actually adds a little bit more better resistance. So have your hands palms up, and you're going to have your elbows in, and you don't have to go far either. It is a lot of resistance. So just like so. If you have a belt or any sort of thing, you could use that too. Pulling on it, squeezing. So I'm just going out about 1 inch and then relaxing. About 5 or 6 more. Last 2. Good. All right. We're going to put the band underneath one foot. Could also get a weight out if you don't have a band. Because we're just going to do a bicep curl. So move the band accordingly to make it where you want it. You don't want it to be too hard. If you want to make it easier, just let more out there. It does work your lower back. Keep that solid. Give me 2 more of those. All right, other side. Figure out where you want it. About 3 more. Feels pretty good. And relax. Excellent. All right. Let's do one more with this band while we're standing. Put both feet in there. I just like to point out that this is a great way to tell if you're doing these squats right. The band should line up with your legs there. And you're going to choke up a little more. So you'll know if you're not doing good if that band doesn't line up when you come down. That's one good thing about the video, is it acts almost like a mirror. You can kind of see yourself. So let's do about 4 or 5 more of those. Excellent. All right, let's take that out and go ahead and have a seat. Get your ball out if you have one. You can always make do without, just put a little space there. Because we're just going to put the ball behind the back, but what you can do is just kind of put a little space there so you could do your sit-up just like we did with the weights earlier. So I'm just doing little sit-ups there, opening up as I go back. Get a good range of motion. Inhale back, exhale forward. Good, let's try going side to side. Always come back to center here and then go to the side. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. One more each side. Excellent. So let's take the ball to upper back. If you don't have a ball, just sit right up against the chair so you have pressure on the chair, because you're just going to go back and then relax. Working your lower back muscles now. Those are important. They may be small. That's why they sometimes go out on you. They're not that big of a muscle, but you can build them up a little bit, keep them strong. Exhaling back. About 4 more. Good, and then just give yourself a little massage there. Moving that ball around on the back. Find the spot where you want it. It's actually working some muscles too while you're doing that. All right, relax. Let's go to between the legs. So screw back a tad bit for you here. And you want it just above your knee joint. You're going to squeeze and then relax. Opening and closing the hands, squeezing the legs. Last two. And relax. Okay, I'm gonna set my ball down for now. And I'm just gonna put my leg up. And it's like you're put it up on a footstool there. There you go. It's your imaginary footstool. You gotta keep it up there. Just hold it. Imaginary footstool isn't working very well, is it? Just keep holding it. If you get a Charlie horse in here in the hip, relax. But try to hold for about 5-10 more seconds. And relax. All right, let's try the other one. Yeah, just put it up there. Think about your breathing. That'll take the time away. Keep that tension on, pull that toe up. Five seconds. And relax, march it out. Excellent. Let's see if we can do what's called dynamic tension. Now that you've tensed your leg up that whole time, I want you to try to move your leg and tense it up while you're moving, and then tense it up, pulling back. You can imagine that, try the other leg now. Imagine there's like, you're in a thing of mud and you're trying to get your leg out. And then pull it back. Try to make it see here better. Try the other one now. So tension. Call this dynamic tension in karate. A little harder to feel with your legs though. Like imagine if you're here with your arms and you tense them up and you move in. A little easier for you to do sometimes. And then open it up, tense. This gets you in touch with your leg muscles a little bit. Try doing that other leg again. I'm gonna try to tense up just like those hands. It's working those muscles in there. And relax, good. March it out. All right, let's see what time we got here. Let's go ahead and stand up for a second. Got a little bit of time to work the hips and do some more balance work, and then we'll stretch out. So stand behind your chair if you have one. You don't have to have a chair either. You can do it without, but we're just gonna kick side to side first. Good, and then we're gonna do doubles. So 1, don't touch the ground. 2, 1, 2. Try to balance with it. Like we're flying here. One more each side. Good, and then roll the hips around. The direction. Balancing like a star pose in yoga. Just one leg. You might think of this as reaching to grab something too. So if this is easy for you to stand here like this, which it can be, you can challenge yourself by trying to reach a little further. That's how we lose our balance anyway. We go to reach something and couldn't, it's a balance parameter. How far can you reach before you lose your balance? Try the other side. Feel those hips. All right, relax. So let's talk a little bit about balance parameter. I'm going to stand behind my chair now. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to lean forward, try and just keep my balance until I have to take a step. That's how far you can go, basically. So you could even test yourself, measure out on a wall, see how far you can go before you end up taking a step. And there's norms and stuff too for it all. But just practice it. See what you can do. So what you can do is get a baseline, find out how far you can reach, and then test yourself at a later time after you keep practicing it. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a seat, and we are going to stretch out. Put one leg out, toes up, just leaning forward. So you're stretching the back of your leg there. Okay, rotate your ankle. Just like so. Something the camera's catching here. Other direction. And other leg out. Deep breath in. Stretch that leg. All right, rotate that ankle. Other direction. Good, and then put one leg back, face this way. Stretching your hip flexor right in here. Reach up with the same hand. Kind of look up at the ceiling. Take some deep breaths in the belly. And then we'll try the other direction. Put that leg back. Reach up. And back to center. Tricep stretch. Other side. Push out, pull the fingers down. So this is stretching your wrist here. Maybe a little biceps. If you pull your arms back. And last, we have a rotation. Look back behind you. And other side. And we'll finish with a couple breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Keep working that balance. You can always do those balance thing every day. A few of them every day.